Here are some advanced data fun facts from this past season. 33.33% of Tua's red zone passing attempts resulted in a red zone touchdown, which is a higher rate than Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, Herbert, and others. Jared Goff had 29.41% of his games played with 300-plus passing yards, which is a higher rate than Trevor Lawrence, Kirk Cousins, Dak Prescott, Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers. Danny Dimes had 50-plus rushing yards in 37.5% of his games played. If you combined the amount of times Joe Mixon, David Montgomery, Najee Harris, Leonard Fournette, and Ezekiel Elliott had 100-plus rushing yard days, it would have been less than the 5 times that D'Onta Foreman had 100-plus rushing yards this season. Across the full season, DeAndre Swift had the second most fantasy points per touch. Ja'Marr Chase had 10-plus targets in 75% of his games played, which is the highest amongst qualified wide receivers for this stat. When looking at fantasy points per touch for the wide receiver position, the number 2 and the number 3 player for this were 2 wide receiver rookies from this past draft class. A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith had the same exact percentage of games played with 100-plus receiving yards. Jerry Jeudy's 2.07 20-plus yard plays per game was higher than Stephon Diggs, Terry McLaurin, CeeDee Lamb, and Ja'Marr Chase. 75% of Donovan Peoples-Jones' touches in the red zone resulted in a touchdown. Chig Okonkwo had more 20-plus yard receiving plays than Mark Andrews and TJ Hawkinson. Just a handful of fun facts, but I have the full advanced data Google spreadsheet with tons of different tabs within the P2W Fantasy Patreon. You can find that link in my bio.